Okay, at this time, I will call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Recording in progress.
Trustee DeBoer? Here. Trutchell?
Here.
Walschlager? Here. Connor?
Here.
Hallquist?
Here.
President Fannerstill?
Here.
And Trustee Pfeiffer is excused this evening.
If you'd all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, this will be led by Trustee Connor.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, typically we would go into public comments, but first we're going to have the swearing in of our new trustees. Trustee Pfeiffer is not here. He's not able to make it tonight, but two of our trustees are going to have their swearing in at this time. And congratulations on Riri joining the board.
Raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
I, Tom Trutchell,
Having been elected or appointed to the office of village trustee,
having been elected or appointed to the office of village trustee,
but have not yet entered upon the duties thereof,
but have not yet entered on the duties thereof,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of said office to the best of my ability,
of said office to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys. And thank you for your service. Past and future.
I can't imagine the three of them at once.
Trustee Pfeiffer will be doing his at another time. He's just not able to make it. So if you see him around, congratulate him as well. At this time, we have public comment. For anybody that would like to speak in public comment, please step towards the podium. State your name and address, and then the floor is yours.
Hey, good afternoon. Clayton Ryder, 655 Ray Drive. Just a couple items here. One, I don't think we have our police present, but we want to appreciate once again the responsiveness. We do have our section of no dog allowed on the trails, and it's summer or spring, and once again, people are challenging that ruling. What we're asking for and direction as to how we address this, maybe we call the DOT directly. But somebody had the brilliant idea to put bright orange lettering on the path, and it worked like a champ. I mean, we really didn't see any paths because you have to literally step over the words "no dogs" on this path between Centennial and Hartbrook. So we would just like those refreshed. They're kind of faded out, and I don't know if somebody's got a stencil that can just pop those up and make them bright once again. Got it? Okay, excellent. Ice Age Trail on the discussion of dogs. We picked this up. Ice Age Trail is a wonderful thing. We love it, but we are a section of it. And whereas it has kind of a categorical dogs are allowed on here, I don't know, except maybe something to say except where otherwise posted or something. Would we address that with the Ice Age Committee? Is that the best to?
If you wanted to, you could do that. I mean, we have a bypass around those properties.
We do. It absolutely.
So
do.
I don't see it being,
then it
but that would
wouldn't
be up
seem
to, you
necessary.
could go and address it with them if you'd like
I
to,
see.
sure.
I see. It's just being sensitive to parts. Okay. We've been reading the meeting notes, and there's two topics we don't have a lot of information. Or wondering what's going forward on that. One was the Arrowhead annexation, if that's something still under discussion or happening, or
The board voted on, I mean, there's not a lot going on with it right now. Our board voted on it, it's in their hands,
oh, okay.
so it's up to them. The Village of Hartland did what the Village of Hartland could, which was taking a vote that said, that, yeah, we would
your
approve
end,
moving
so-
in that direction if they wanted to request annexation, but it's in their hands right now.
Okay. And the final one, discussions, again, in the ongoing pursuit of the paved area between hardware for the new fire station. or police station. Is that been secured, or is that, didn't find anything, you noticed the covered whether that's moving forward with that property, that it's actually been purchased?
We're in that process. I mean, it's not done, but it's looking like it's gonna go that way, yeah.
Okay.
The eminent domain process is moving forward. It
Yeah,
was just in the
then
paper
just-
in the last 2 weeks.
Just trying to keep up with the notes, we didn't see anything mentioned there.
Most likely, that's where it's gonna end up. I mean, that's where everything's pointing to, so it's, but, and in the future, if you have a question like this, not that you have to, you're more than welcome to come here. Don't hesitate to call the village so you can get those, or email, or call, or even stop in. You can get those questions answered. We'll get them to you.
Perfect, thanks.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else that would like to speak in public comment? I don't think we're. Okay, no one's on Zoom, so no one's gonna wanna speak on Zoom. So, we will have, consideration, our first item, which is consideration of approval of the minutes for the March 23rd, 2026 meeting.
I'll make a motion, to approve minutes of March 23rd, 2026.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have consideration of the vouchers for payment in the amount of $1,347,008.30.
I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $1,347,008.30.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to pay the vouchers. Any discussion?
Go ahead.
Ladies first.
I have a couple questions. I'll leave those, you can ask those. Under financial administration, MPIC insurance for $51,000, what is MPIC? Anybody know?
Page and section, please.
Page 2, financial admin, third item down.
I don't have that for you, Ann, I don't know.
Okay.
I would have to ask. I would have to find out who's paying that and what that's for.
I'll save it and I'll stop by the office, how's that? Would that
That'd be
work?
fine, yep.
Okay. And I had another, I don't understand why this is under rec, why it wouldn't be under parks, where we have ready mix, concrete for the splash pad, the backflow preventer, and water utility. Isn't that all in the park?
Yeah,
Why is that under rec?
that went under the splash pad account. There's an account specifically for that. Every year we have to get that backflow meter tested, and we did a bunch of drainage work over there
Again, though, that's in a park. Why is it not under park? Why is it under rec department?
because we have a splash pad account in there for anything that we work on with the splash pad. So that's why I put that those allocations in that area. Every year I've charged that backflow prevention to that splash pad account.
Okay, so, can you tell me, why is that not in the park? Why is that under rec? Do you know, President?
When they have their deviation of where they put things, I mean, they must have picked to put it under rec. There's
So
other
it's-
things that fall like that as well, but
Yeah, so there's budget footnotes that describe where those allocations go for those accounts, and that's kind of where we place it based on what those footnotes say.
So if we
That
were to
account.
put another, I don't know, something special in, I don't know, Hartbrook Park or something that had some kind of utilities, then that would also go to rec?
If there was an account inside, if there was an account made for something that we put like a new splash pad in Hartbrook account, and we had a splash pad account for that we annually put money in budget for, in an account, yes, I would use that money for those charges.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mine probably defer if Ryan's not here, but I see under finance as well, workers' compensation, 34,600. Didn't know if that was a paid out claim for a worker.
you guys have any going, chief? What's that? Do you have any going for workers' comp? I'm not sure whose specific claims those are either, I don't know.
We had a couple that got injured, but
I don't think we have anything to that level going on, and my guess is that this may be a whole year's worth of premiums, but I don't know, Tom, do you
Premiums
have
or a
the?
payout for an actual claim.
Because there's all three of them kind of together.
Right, so we can certainly find that out and get that
Okay,
to
that's fine.
everyone on the board, without Ryan here to answer that, and a more detailed description there, or looking at the invoice, we can't really answer that
Is that
right
under
now.
admin, Ann, or Rick?
Financial admin, page 2.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. Why don't I just give you that?
Oh, great, thank
Okay.
you.
Else? One thing I will say, kind of like what we're running into now, especially if we're gonna have one of the, department heads out or something like that, it doesn't hurt. If it's possible, if you do look at the agenda, sometime in advance and you're able to email these questions, it gives staff more time to actually look into it and be able to bring the answers. Ryan usually has all the vouchers sitting right here. We'd be able to pull it right now. I understand that he's out. He's not usually out that often, but if we can, I'm just saying, if it helps, the best way to get those answers is to come in. You can still come and ask it at the meeting, but if you let someone know, because like Ryan would have been able to at least answer those up until this morning at 6 a.m. I know I texted him this morning and he's able to answer those. So if you see something like that pop up, if you are looking at it in advance, it can be a big help. But
him at 6 a.m.?
yeah, I said good luck for your surgery.
I was gonna say, I would have.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody else? Last call for vouchers? All right, all in favor of paying the bills? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. But we will get the answers, or did you want it? I should, you're good with that? Okay. Now we have actions related to licenses and permits. We have discussion and consideration of special events. First, we have Rotary, free community picnic for Splash Pad anniversary. This is Hartland Lake Country Rotary Club. This is on July 17th, 2026. Typically, they've done, do we have anyone here from Rotary? No? Typically, what they've done, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I believe they do a hot dog handout, and they've done that each year for quite a long time. But that's what's on the agenda in front of us. I don't have a rep here for them, so.
We approved it at the park board. It's the same thing. Hot dogs, family event, free. I forget what else goes with that.
They have raffles.
Raffles, yeah.
Raffles and it's very popular.
This has been something that's been taking place for a number of years.
Correct.
Any questions from the park, from Tom or, no? Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve.
Oh, sorry, they didn't. They're the only one that didn't, so I'm sorry, correct, I'm sorry. You can ask Tom, he didn't sign off. Anything you have, Tom?
No.
Okay. I saw all the signatures and then I realized Department of Public Works is empty.
Man of many words.
That said, I'll make a motion to approve the free community picnic for Splash Pad anniversary, Hartland Lake Country Rotary Club on July 17th, 2026.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the, it's not being asked.
That's fine, I just want clarity for myself.
Yep. You can ask it if you'd like to. Honestly, you can ask the park board if you'd like to. I'm just, since it's not being requested, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But no, go ahead and ask them.
For clarity, for issuing the permit, are fees waived, or are they paying the special event fee and I believe there's a pavilion reservation request as well. So staff has direction.
I didn't see the request in here.
Yep.
And they aren't here, but our clerk did want to know.
I'm trying to recall, I don't know if we even discussed the fee waiver, but, I mean, they're giving away a free lunch, so I would,
think in the past they have requests.
I would waive it if it comes. I'll put it that way. And as far as renting a shelter, if it's nice weather, they actually set up a table outside on the grass, and the other shelters are being used by the public. So that's all I can remember.
And I guess, I'm pretty sure we did last year, we waived.
So,
do have
and in the application, there is a disclaimer on the bottom, or not a disclaimer, but they are requesting that the permit is waived, permit fees are waived.
Shall we just include that as part of the motion? Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yeah, let's
can be
include that
included.
in my motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried, and those fees will be waived. Now we have the summer reading kickoff party. Summer reading program kickoff party, Hartland Public Library, June 13th, 2026.
Yep,
Eddie?
and it's the 4th year. We're going to do it at Nixon Park. In 23, we did it on Saturday morning. Next 2 years, we did it Friday evening. We want to move it back to Saturday morning. Same thing we've kind of always done, inflatables, character performer, crafts. Sign up for the actual program itself. And Emily Doty, our assistant director, is trying to work with beer snobs to see if they can open up the beer garden early that day as well. And we would be headquartered at Shelter 4, and we'll probably start set up around 8 a.m. I'm already talking to Tom. We'll get Digger's hotline for the inflatable stuff. All of that will be taken care of.
Awesome. Very cool. Anybody have any questions for our library director?
I'll make a motion to approve the summer reading program kickoff party on June 13th of 2026.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the summer reading program kickoff party on June 13th for the Hartland Public Library. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have discussion and consideration of conceptual review of a proposed boutique hotel at 101 East Capitol and 107 East Capitol Drive. We do have members of that group here to present. Ryan and I have been in some talks with people that would like to develop the land. They're going to tell you some of the areas that covers it, but it is it's a pretty cool project, but they're gonna give their concept overview, and do keep in mind this is conceptual overview, so if this goes to Plan Commission, which I assume it will, but then you'll be giving it again, so you can give it more on the broad overview and allow the board to ask questions if they have them. Typically, that's how we do it, so go ahead, if you want to introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Dan Cowell. Do you need an address for me as well, or? No, okay. My name's Dan Cowell. I'm with Luther Group. We have been hired as the development manager and owner's rep for a great new hotel development at the corner of Capitol and Cottonwood, which we're here to tell you about that concept. I'm joined here by Pete Damsgaard. Pete Damsgaard is the architect with Growth Design Group. I'm going to give you a little high-level overview of the project and kind of the thesis behind the project. And then Pete's going to jump in and just give you a few-minute overview on some of the design elements that are involved in the project as well. The project is a boutique hotel located at the southeast corner of Capitol and Cottonwood. The owners and developers have 2 parcels of land currently under contract. It is the former gas station or filling station on the corner, and then I believe it's the building east of it, or I don't believe it is the building east of the gas station, which I believe the first floor tenant in that building is Lorraine's.
Formerly a pharmacy. Yep.
Formerly the pharmacy, that's correct. So it sounds like you're familiar. So those 2 parcels would be combined for a boutique hotel. The idea of this boutique hotel is to create a destination out here in Lake Country, in Hartland, and honestly in southeast Wisconsin. It's going to be something like the area has not seen in the past. Which is an experiential hospitality experience like no other. And so it's intended to be unique. It's intended to serve general travelers and visitors to the area in southeast Wisconsin. It's also designed to accommodate wedding parties and their families and their guests and visitors. Weddings will not be hosted here. It's really just for the hotel component of a wedding in the area. Other target consumers here are golfers that are hitting southeast Wisconsin, and those come from all over the country and all over the world. We are one of the best destinations for golf in the country. And so that's another target market for the hotel. And then also special occasion getaways for couples or families celebrating special occasions. The facility is going to provide unique guest rooms. Pete will talk a little bit more about that. But each guest room will be curated with a unique story Oftentimes, that story is going to revolve around the local history here in Hartland and here in Lake Country and southeast Wisconsin. There will be quite a few private gathering spaces for guests, including a pub area, sitting rooms, and dining spaces for guests. One of the crown jewels of the facility will be a rooftop conservatory with an outdoor patio. So you can see that on the screen here. This is kind of goes back to those English manor kind of conservatory type of structures. And the hope is that this will be open to the public, the general public, for drinks and also for maybe some light bites as well. Then the last component within the facility will be some type of structured parking to accommodate the guest for this facility. You'll see in a site plan here that the hotel footprint does take up a large majority of the site, and therefore the plan is to place some structured parking components on the site. This is not, this project is really intended to complement the offerings here in the village. And the schedule for the project, assuming things go as planned, is here yet this year. In Q2 and Q3 of this year, we would work through design and all the entitlements and approvals, of course, here at the village, but any other kind of state entitlements and approvals that are needed. Those are relatively minimal. The hope would be to start construction before year end. Complete construction in Q1 of '28. This is a very unique facility, and some of those unique curated rooms are going to take an extended period of time because this is not a stamped out Holiday Inn Express type hotel. It's very unique. So the construction period is planned to take 14 to 16 months. And with the desired opening in Q2 of '28. Pete, you want to provide some details on the design?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. As Dan said, my name's Peter Damsgaard at Growth Design Group. I'm going to walk you through some design features quickly, and then happy to kind of talk, answer any questions. Want to leave it on this slide. I think I'll talk through this slide, and then we can bounce through a few other images as we go. Want to reiterate Dan's point. You know, this is a small, curated hotel, boutique style. So it'll present as 3 stories on Capitol Drive and 3 stories off of Haight, given the grade change that exists out there as well. You can see here the design is rooted in classic architecture. You know, it's architecture that'll stand the test of time, that'll be beautiful for decades, and really responds to the area nicely. You can see at first we started kind of breaking down the mass. So this front area here kind of has more of a historic feel that's on Capitol that is adjacent to the motor court. We'll have a lot of masonry. We'll use sloped roofs. We'll use some other tools that we'll talk about. But that's intended to sort of feel like the original mass of the building. And then the wing or the tail, if you will, off to the right will feel like a very sympathetic addition that was added. Again, wanted to relate to that scale of both the existing village center, but also how to break this building down so it doesn't feel quite as big as it might. The second element that we wanted to look at is the tower element. Right, so we grab the corner here really nicely. So wanted to find a design element, an architectural feature that really responds to that corner. So hence the turret. It also gives us the ability to create some really unique spaces and experiences inside that space. Also, I want you to notice, you know, there's a strong use as classic architecture demands of a strong base, middle, and top. You can see here really activating the Capitol Drive side of the building with a porch, slightly elevated given some grades, but the use of railings, planters, a fabric awning, setting the building back far enough, about 10 feet back, so that that porch really becomes occupiable, right? So we can get tables and chairs and a waiter or waitress to move through. So it's not just kind of a few feet to give it a gesture, but really occupied space. And then adding a lot of glazing around the bottom to really sort of give that visual interest at the human scale. As you can move up, right, we want a 3-story building, but also want to reduce the mass. So using dormers and that sloped roof to really kind of bring that roof line back and away from the street, and really respond to that, again, that scale of the street. Finally, the motor court here is a really great moment of combining function and form. This allows us to kind of pull traffic off of the main drag, away from it, to really allow for comfortable loading, unloading, guest arrival, guest pickup. You know, if there's any kind of group transportation like a bus to an event, it can stay here and stage. So we're really not interfering with kind of the flow of that traffic. But also it creates a really interesting public space. We're proposing a transparent kind of fence or hedge line around the street that will have a series of gates and little walkways that you can kind of slip into, that you can be invited through. Very open and welcome to the public, right? These are not intended to be barriers of exclusivity, but rather to create an outdoor space that's really comfortable given, you know, some of the traffic and the speed that you have on that major thoroughfare. So using some sort of wrought iron detailing, a fence, some shrubs, you know, keeping it lower, and then putting those gates, both vehicular and pedestrian, in there to create a nice experience. A few miscellaneous things I haven't touched on, but we're, you know, very interested in use of historic and natural materials. A lot of painted woodwork, a lot of full masonry stone, trying to use local stone that felt like it should belong here, using high quality roofing materials. The historic rhythm of the windows, right? We have a lot of punched openings in there. Want to keep it smaller, but then also combining that when appropriate with the larger windows at the ground level to really activate those interior spaces and respond to the street. And then finally, what you don't see here, but what I can promise you will be in here, is a lot of micro details, right? Little things like dog shutters, real shutters versus tacked on shutters, interesting masonry woodwork at the heads of the windows or at the sills of the window. You can already see in this image, right, some woodwork, some dentils, some nice cornice details that really bring this alive, add depth, add that historic element for a product that will be beautiful for everybody. So with that, I think you've seen a majority of the images, but happy to kind of talk through anything that you would like. I don't know. You gotta.
I just don't know how many rooms you're talking about.
Sandy, should we wait for Jeff to get back?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. You want to?
Go
ahead.
That was one of my questions. How many occupancy?
We're still working through the final number, but we're going to be somewhere in that range of plus or minus 30 to 40 rooms max. You know, there's only so much space on the site. And we don't want an experience of jamming, you know, hundreds of rooms into a small footprint. We're going to cherish that experience of both the guest and the public over density. But the final number is still TBD based on some planning.
I have a quick question. The parking would go under, right? You're right by the river. How does that work?
We're actually quite a ways above the river. I think the river elevation is about 8 feet below the parking elevation. So while we're next to it, we are above it. And there are setback requirements, and I don't know if they're village-driven. I know there's some DNR-driven setbacks off of the river. And we've been through the engineering studies to understand what those setbacks are, and we're actually beyond those.
Okay, good, good. I think it looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fabulous rendering of a beautiful boutique hotel. In my previous life, I used to travel a lot and go to your traditional ones, but any opportunity I got into a small community, I'd always go to a boutique, and it's a whole different experience spending a night or two when you're out on the road a lot in these things. And this is exactly kind of why I requested to have an economic development committee. This is the spark, I think, to get Hartland going where it needs to be, as I feel we're way behind the 8 ball, other communities around us. This is, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's intended to be a gem in the community.
And it's
Really is.
different from all the other, notice a lot of the other downtowns, they're all going with the different, like the mauve color and the green blocks straight up and down. And this is fabulous. I was born here, so it's wonderful.
Well, we're excited as you guys are to see it come to life.
That's an old community then, right?
Anybody else have questions?
Moving on.
We're the same age, so that's why I can say that.
We'd be happy to answer.
You guys have any other questions?
I love it. It looks beautiful. Will the rooms that you're designing be suite type rooms in nature, or what?
I believe it's meant to be a combination of different types of rooms, some suites, some non-suites.
No, I really love the design of it. It's been a long time coming to figure out what could be done with that corner property and really add to the village. So to me, it looks really beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
One of the things, if I can jump in, that, one of the questions that we had brought up along the way, getting to this point, was, will there be a public element? And it sounds like they're kind of hitting that mark by allowing, you don't want to just have a hotel and then the people in Hartland can't go there, but there will be a public element, or if we have people that are staying over in the industrial park, if they have executives coming in, as opposed to having to go to other areas, if rooms are available during the week, they can come and have a room right here in Hartland and literally shoot down Cottonwood and be at the industrial park. I think another thing that is important to note here is what all of us have worked so hard on with the downtown. And we really have, from, if you just want to get in and get a quick burger, which there's nothing wrong with that, or if you really want to go out for a nice, elegant meal, we have a couple places for that, and everything in between. There's places for people to go. So I can't help but think that this will also enhance the entire surrounding community, because on foot, they have everything right there. So I think that'll be a really big benefit. But as everybody knows how these things go, if the board were to vote, which I usually request that we vote on, whether we, if we get to that point, we would vote on sending it to the Plan Commission, where then it would go to them for conceptual. And then if they're good with the conceptual, then we start getting into all of the nuts and bolts, kind of the schedule you were talking about, just to get those things going. I do know that, just trying to catch the board up to speed, there has been some work being done to make sure that everything will be just fine with the PUD, so that can be done in a, somewhat quick fashion. And at the same time, there also has been just some leanings because of the look of this hotel. We've always said that we want downtown to have a consistent look, that we want to, as others come to develop, we want them to put in those same types of look to carry on the Hartland charm as other people would develop, so we don't all of a sudden have a building that's like, no, let's make it look like 2020. You know what I mean? That would be a big contrast, but we're trying to work things in that direction. So there's a lot of good things going on, but I think this will be a good cornerstone with it right on the corner.
I think it's nice too, the conservatory on top is.
Oh, beautiful.
Is icing on the cake.
I think it's great.
That's just something we really.
Very Heartland-esque.
Overlook the park and stuff, yep. No, that's fantastic,
Yeah.
so.
I think it's great. I agree with what everyone's saying. Just being the outside, can you go back a couple slides where it shows a picture of the inn?
Right there.
So is that a green space, or is that taking away parking from? I just have to ask.
No worries. That edge condition between our motor court and the Hartland Inn, we're still kind of working through, but the indication would be some sort of, nice hedgerow, if you will. The area that is actually painted green behind the Hartland Inn between our building would remain asphalt parking for the Hartland Inn.
I love it. It's a great idea, but I had to ask. And then the second question, just with like the current resident or, tenant that's there, are they getting like moved? Are they switching locations? Like,
We don't know the details.
Say I don't.
No, sorry, we don't know the details. I'm sorry.
I love it. It looks great. We
You
need it.
mentioned, oh, sorry.
No, we need something like this down there, so.
I think just to add, I think that green back there was just whoever did the conceptual,
Yeah,
just kind
no,
of
it's
colored
just-
it in with green.
I had to-
But it'll
good
still
with
be the
green
ins,
It looks,
right?
it
Green
looks-
asphalt.
It looks
Frank still
pretty.
owns it.
Yeah, green pavement.
It looks pretty.
You mentioned food service, light bites at, on the upper level. Is there an intention to have a small restaurant of some sort in the hotel, or?
No, no.
Okay.
It's intended to be beverages and light bites in the conservatory.
So
The
some
rest-
sort of cocktail lounge or something
Correct,
to that
correct.
effect?
That's
Okay,
correct. That's correct.
okay.
If there's an event, they have the option to cater as well, to bring something in. There's an option to look at that.
Good. Else with any questions or anything? Obviously, feel free to come to the Plan Commission meeting where we'll be going through the nuts and bolts for anybody that's not already on that, commission.
Motion to send it?
Yeah.
I would like one. Usually we do.
I'll make a motion that we send the boutique hotel concept at 101 Capitol Drive and 107 East Capitol Drive to the Planning Commission.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to send the boutique hotel concept at 101 East Capitol and 107 East Capitol to the Planning Commission. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Great job.
Good to see
Next
you.
week?
Yes.
Okay, got it. We'll be there next week. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, everyone.
We're working through that, but hopefully.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Now we have a consideration of a second reading for a bill for an ordinance, number 323, 2026, an ordinance amending Chapter 1 of the Village of Hartland Municipal Code pertaining to general provisions. One of them that I wanted to, or that I'll end up wanting to change, but I'm gonna ask the board so that we can talk to Ryan first, but it's not this one. Maybe it is. Maybe it is, hold on. I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about in a second, but I think it is the next one. Anyways, the board can do what they want. I just had one thing that I wanted to ask the board about, because I thought it would be a good idea. Got it. I found it. It's the next one. So this reading that we're on right now, though, this 3/23/2026, this is only a second reading. It does not have to be passed right now. But typically, I just tell people you do have the right to suspend the rules and pass it, but there's not, I don't believe that we're in any urgent need, as far as I know.
No.
And I'll tell you ahead of time, the next one, it's been requested that, not just by me, but also the police chief, that goes to a third reading. But now you guys know. But we're on the first one here, number 5. So can we consider that the reading, or does anyone have any questions on that? Anything that they read through? No? Good? All right, we'll consider that the second reading then. And then now we have consideration of a second reading of bill for an ordinance number 03/23/2026-A, an ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Village of Hartland Municipal Code pertaining to administration. One of the things I wanted to touch on with you guys that I think we should tweak a tiny bit is, we don't have these lined off, but on section 283, section 2-283, section A, it says, this is talking about the budget, department estimates. So this would be each department head would turn it in on or before September 1st of each year. Each officer, department, and committee shall file with the finance director an itemized statement of disbursements made to carry the powers and duties of such office, and it goes on and on to just describe what they're turning in for their budget. I just wanted you guys to remember, we used to have a form of government where we utilized a village administrator. And then when we had Ryan kind of take over that role, we created the position of village manager, but that village manager goes together with the finance director, because he does both. I just didn't know if we wanted to include something, because someday the village will probably resort back, even though it might be 20 years, but all of a sudden you're gonna have people that are in a situation where they're out of ordinance. So instead of just saying, turn it into the finance director, if all of a sudden they make a switch down the road and you have a finance, that'd be weird not to turn it into the administrator and just turn it into the finance director. So I didn't know if we wanted to somehow create language that said, turn it into the village manager. And in the event that the village administrator is in charge, it gets turned into the village administrator.
Maybe the word or village manager.
Yeah, something like that. It's just the finance director is usually under an administrator or a village manager. So it works right now while Ryan's in the position. I just don't know if it will always be that way, and it knocks us out of ordinance if all of a sudden they make the change but don't change this ordinance. I'm not trying to make it difficult. I just try to keep it.
Why not leave it at manager?
I think or would be village manager or.
Village manager or finance director?
Right.
Okay.
And then say, whoever has that responsibility.
Yeah.
So one may have it, one may not have it. So if we say, we can send it to whoever has that responsibility, or their job function or job duty, whatever, however you want to put it in there.
Right. It was just, yeah.
Manager or
I was
village
thinking,
administrator.
yeah, turn it into village manager
Or
village administrator. And if none of those exist, you can turn it in. I was just gonna I didn't have the words written down, but to come up with the wording.
Sandy shall handle it.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be able to come up with something like that? Sure. Sweet. You know exactly what we're trying to say, right? We're just trying to cover all bases, so we're not redoing the ordinance
Yeah,
again.
makes it long-term.
One of the things that we're redoing, it used to say clerk.
Yeah.
But that was because the law was written before we even had an administrator. And just like in these laws, why are you looking at me like that? We really did used to not have an administrator. That's what got turned into. But also one of these things that we're changing is that it says that we're gonna have a meeting every second Monday of the month. But it didn't say that we have 2 meetings. It only said 1 meeting. So now we're including that it's the second and the fourth, but it's.
They used to have a village board meeting, and then they had a committee of the whole meeting.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Yep. So the committee of the whole was where all the action happened, is what I heard. The village board meeting was like 20 minutes, and then the village of the whole was like an hour or 3. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out to you guys. Just my 2 cents. Second reading complete. Now we have announcements. Do our department heads want to start us off?
All right. Spring brush pickup started today. We got like 3/4 of the way through Hart Ridge today, so guys are working on that. Nixon baseball, backstop and fence are going up. Well number 5 rehab should be wrapping up towards the end of this week, so that well will be back online. Parks are open this Wednesday, so all the bathrooms will be open, all the nets will be up. That time of year is here. I've been working with Focus on Energy for all the VFDs that we are getting. That was kind of a request from Adam Pfeiffer, but I've been working with them, trying to see what we can do and what kind of rebates we can receive for those VFDs that we are putting in. And that is all I have.
Thanks, Tom.
Tom, how long does brush pickup go until?
Brush pickup is only one time around. It's not like leaf pickup. So once we pass the house, then we're done in that area. So usually takes us about a week and a half to make one final.
So you're down to the wire because
when
if
will
they
you
pass
be at
today,
Capitol
you're
Drive?
done. They already went by today.
Tomorrow.
Dang.
No, I mean,
Looks like my pickup truck's gonna get used.
yeah. The yard is open, but if you want to reach out and find out where we are each day, you can let me know.
Yeah.
Or call the village hall.
Haul it over there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, yep.
Summer rec guide is out. We have that registration opening up at the end of this month. And then like Tom was saying with the parks opening, our pickleballers will be going outside unless it's raining this week.
Thank you.
At the library, we have just promoted a CERT clerk to a youth services assistant position, so we'll have more library staff dealing specifically with kids to hopefully bring in more programs, especially for the summer. And Tom's term officially ends, I think, April 30th, but I believe he will be continuing on with his next term on the library board, so we're excited to continue working with Tom. Otherwise, everything's going well at the library. Delafield Public Library is closed April 20th to May 10th for a huge painting project, so we expect to get a huge influx of Delafield patrons into the library, which our children's librarian is already seeing with story time, so I am kind of excited about that as well.
Awesome. Chief.
Fire department, not much going on there. We got some internal stuff that I'm sure AC will talk about. We've got a possible division chief that is finishing up his final psych eval, and then we'll bring him on, and then we'll probably have a big swearing-in ceremony for lieutenants that got promoted and all the new people, so.
Do you have an anticipated date on that or not yet?
Not yet.
I mean, there'll be some time though
Yeah,
for planning.
yeah,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
Other things going on at the fire department, now that it's getting nice out, getting doors open, cleaning apparatus, getting everything, kind of de-winterized from over the last few months that we needed to get taken care of. We've been getting some maintenance done on some of our apparatus as well, that now that the weather's nice, they can actually pull them outside and work on them, lift the cab, lift the aerial when they need to, with hopefully no rain coming down on us. Still been working through DEA compliancy with the new changes that are required within the U.S. and the state. I have a vendor coming out this week to talk about some safes that are access controlled and that are monitored every time it's open and closed, so we can actually have data logs on that access and the usage access on things. But working with our new medical director now, we had our first ALS training today, which went over, it was 2.5 hours long of going over call review and discussion, and had a good turnout with all of our providers, and looking forward to the partnership with him over the next, who knows how long he's going to be doing it for. But that's all I got right now.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Elections went really well, so thanks to everybody that donated their time, or those that were getting paid and really working hard. Thank you so much for everybody that did stuff to make the election run really smoothly. You guys have already touched on brush pickup. It is going on. If you didn't get out there, and if they haven't gone down your block yet, work through the night tonight and get it out there, because they'll be coming. But they do the brush pickup. And then the one thing I will ask, what are the times for the public that our yard is open?
Yep, our yard is open on Friday and Tuesdays.
Friday and Tuesdays, our yard is open?
Yep.
And that is now, currently?
Yep, we started accepting brush pickup, or not brush pickup, but yard waste on Friday.
Okay.
Yep, so
Just letting people know, because everybody's
Yep,
out there,
and
so.
that calendar's available on our website too. So.
Okay. And I will just reiterate the project that we had come through today, the hotel. I know there's already rumblings going on downtown, and people are hearing about it. Feel free to come to the Plan Commission meetings. Those are always on the third Monday of the month. So every third Monday of the month for the next 4 weeks, you can probably plan on something going on with that project. If you really want to pay attention, we don't have those on YouTube, but feel free to come to the meeting. It is open to the public. Anybody else with any announcements? No? Okay. So the next item that we have is that we may convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85, Section E, for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business, whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, with respect to entering into an agreement or owner's representation services from Ruckert and Milky, Inc., relative to the construction of municipal facilities. So if we want to go into closed session right now, that's the item on the agenda, we would need a motion to go into closed session, and we would need a roll call vote on that. And then as stated on the agenda, we would come into open session after the closed session, no matter what, even if it's just to adjourn or to take care of business that we have to take care of that came from the closed session.
I'll make a motion go into closed session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into closed session. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee DeBoer?
Yes.
Trutchell?
Yes.
Walshlager?
Yes.
Connor?
Yes.
Hallquist?
Yes.
President Vanderstel?
Yes. So with that vote being unanimous, we will go into, thank you for coming. We will go into a closed session. We do have Ryan Antman here, obviously, as you guys can see. One. Okay, we are now in open session from our closed session. The only thing that we have that we would do now is take care of business from the closed session. After that, we would adjourn this meeting. If anybody wants to take any action based on our closed session, feel free to do so.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the owner's rep service agreement for the Village of Hartland Police Department with Rooker Melke, contingent on the staff and legal final review and approving a few changes based on what we discussed, and for the scope not to exceed $290,000.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the owner's representative services agreement for the new Village Hall Police Station with Rukert and Milky, pending staff and legal approval, with a not-to-exceed amount of $290,000. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried.
I'll make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All in favor? Aye. This meeting's adjourned. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rob, if you're still on.